YouTube, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Sold7More, George Gonzalez, Silicon Valley Realtor here. Guess this video is to answer the question that every interview that I go to, they always ask, what's the difference between you and another agent, and why should I choose you? And so it gets asked so often, and my answer has been the same for several years now. And I guess what you're getting with working with me, with George Gonzalez, Sold7More, is number one is experience, right? After some time in this business, you get to know the ins and outs of how to negotiate. That's everybody's MO, I guess. Everybody's negotiation, right? I think that one of my biggest assets is how in touch I am with resources related to real estate, which everybody seems to forget. Is that it's numerous times that I've helped out other people that didn't buy with me, and they had a different agent and whatnot, and it always results in the same thing. Hey, do you have a roofer? Or hey, do you have somebody that does air conditioning? Or hey, do you have a tile guy? And so that's overlooked, is that you're gonna need somebody that has from the ground up real estate. And I definitely have, as you guys, those who follow me, you can probably tell I can develop a home from the ground up, and I'm very hands-on with real estate. So I guess the obstacles would be, to give you an example, is about 3 months ago, a friend of mine calls me and asks me, hey, my neighbor's gonna sell the house, and I want to recommend you and whatnot. And so I never, how it goes, I never got the call or whatnot. They listed with somebody else that they knew, which is fine. But then the same guy calls me and said, hey, do you happen to know anybody that does sheetrock? We needed to install some fire sheetrock in between the garage and the house, because the inspector's calling it out, and whatnot. And I said, yeah, well, what's it for? And well, remember my neighbor I told you? And I said, okay, well, remember you asked me what the difference was between me and the neighbor's agent, and just not to bash the other agent because it's not their fault, but I said, that would be the difference, is that I wouldn't have been looking for anybody to solve this problem. I would have just tackled it myself and handled it, paid my guys, would have been done. It would have never been an issue. I think they scrambled around for a week and a half to figure out who was going to do it. At that point, I didn't want to get involved because, from one agent to another, you don't want to step on anybody's toes. So I told him, I gave him the phone number to my guy. It was okay with them using him, but I didn't want to be involved. So that's one issue that, was solved fairly quickly because of the network. Another story I could say is that maybe about 2 months ago, about a month ago now, a month and a half or so, another gentleman reached out and he needed some air conditioning work done. He just bought his house. He worked with a different company or whatnot, got my number from a friend of his, and asked me if I had somebody to do air conditioning for him. And sure enough, I said, yeah, no problem. And we ended up getting that done for him as well. And I said, well, let me ask you, why didn't you ask your agent? I mean, you've been working with him and that was your agent. Why didn't you call him? He said, I did. He's like, he didn't know anybody. And so those things are very important, especially when you buy a house, because you always want to get the best deal possible. And for me, I try to keep most of my guys busy and working, and it's not for profit for me, but it's to give them the business, so we all share the pot. When there's money to be made on my side, I definitely I'll do it, but I take responsibility for the work. And if there's something that they can do and I don't need to be in the middle, and everybody keeps working and everybody's happy, then I step back and let that happen. So those are just the two that come to mind, and I wanted to keep my videos going, so I didn't want to leave you guys without anything this week. So I guess that's the difference working with me as a network. And we can go into detail with other questions and all kinds of other scenarios, especially with how to hold title is a big one, and trust, how to build a trust, who to build a trust, how do you want to structure it, things like that. Dealing with fiduciaries, who do you trust that's going to take care of your money when you're gone. There's a whole lot of information that I got that when I'm in the car, I like to bring it up so that I can give you guys that much knowledge of what what I bring to the table. And so any case, if you have any real estate questions, go ahead and email me directly, comment below. Please like and share. That's a big thing. I want to get my name out there to see how many other people I can help out of situations. So Share with your friends. For now, George Gonzalez, Sold7More. My exit's coming up. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.